So here we are back at the learning plan, and we're at section 4. This is the evidence of learning. This is really our culminating activity for this part of the unit. And this is really where you get to express yourself. After now learning a little bit more about your personality, after reflecting on that a little bit, now we're going to put it all together into this assignment. You'll notice that there are 3 components to this activity. There is a brainstorming section. This is where you need to think about what you're going to create. Then you actually create your head, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then there's a reflection part using Flipgrid. Reflection is really the key to learning. When you are able to reflect on yourself, reflect on your work, that leads to growth as a student. So we are going to be reflecting a lot throughout this course, as it is a really important element of being a learner and really growing as a student. So with every project or assignment that I give you, I'm always going to give you a project sheet. I'm always going to lay it out and let you know what the expectations are, and this is certainly no different. Being a culminating activity, this is going to pull in a lot of different things, so I really want to go through it with you. As you probably have realized through this process of taking those personality assessments and getting to know yourself a little bit better, there are a lot of factors that influence who you are. There are beliefs and values, there's customs and traditions of your family, there's just a general culture and past experiences. Your family and friends can influence that, as well as society and the community at large. Individual personality traits help you connect with other people, but they also allow you to stand out. It can also predict how maybe people will respond in certain situations, as well as identify pathways toward careers, and that's ultimately what we're going to be doing with this. So, really knowing who you are, being self-aware is a really key component of this course as you explore your different career pathways for your future after high school. So this project really tackles the question, do others see me differently than I see myself? And self-awareness is important because it gives us a better understanding of ourselves, but it also allows us to understand maybe how people view us as well. We need to empower ourselves, and the way we do that is with information and knowing not only how we see ourselves, but how others see us can be a very powerful thing for ourselves. So here we have the assignment description, and you can see that it's laid out by section. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the brainstorm. There will be a chart that I'll show you in just a minute. I want you to make a list of at least 5 traits and qualities that represent how you think of yourself, how you view yourself. And I want you to also include an image that might connect with that trait. How might you visually represent that trait? Then on the other side of the chart, make a list of at least 5 traits and qualities that represent what you think others might perceive, how others might perceive you, what others might think of you. And then I also want you to include an image or a visual representation of that trait. So not only is it how you think of yourself, but it's how you think others view you as well. So we're seeing both sides of that. The next stage is the create stage, and you're going to design your head. And again, that probably sounds funny right now, but in a few minutes you'll understand what that means. And that head will represent both sides. One, how you view yourself. The other side, how others view you. I certainly want you to be as creative as possible. You need to be complete. You may use words or images to represent your traits on your head, but I want it to be complete. I want to see at least 5 on one side and at least 5 on the other. And finally, we spoke about this in the other video, but the last part of this assignment is the reflection. And this is where you use Flipgrid, and you all should have signed into that tool. It's a digital tool. It's a website. You can either use it on your laptop or Chromebook, on your computer, or you can use it as an app on your phone. Typically, when I make a Flipgrid, I use it on the app on my phone. I just find it a little bit easier. And what you're going to do in this video, you will have three minutes, no more than 3 minutes. And I know that sounds like a long time, but it kind of isn't when you're talking about this stuff. So you want to make sure that you're concise and you get to the point. And what you're going to do in this reflection is describe your head. It cannot be any more than 3 minutes. What I highly encourage you to do is maybe jot down some notes or jot down a script beforehand. So that'll help make the creation of the video a little bit easier. One thing that I do want to stress is that I am the only person that is going to see this video. No one else is going to have access to it. So I do want to see your face on the screen. I do want to hear your voice. And this is just as if you were just making this solely for me, which you are. But please know that I am the only person that will see it. No other students will have access to it. So here is your brainstorming sheet. You're going to see it's like a T-chart. On the left side, these are where you're going to put words or images on how you view yourself. On the other side, on the right-hand side, you're going to see that that's where you're going to place images or words about how others view you. So this is the brainstorming. Anytime that you do any kind of project, writing assignment, anything, the pre-work is really important. So we're giving you this brainstorming opportunity. The next slide is an example. Okay, this is an exemplar. This is my head. And this is how I see myself versus how I think other people view me. You'll see that I added hair and I added a little clip on there. You certainly can do that. I would encourage you to have your head look very similar to yourself. Have it represent you. You will notice that on the left-hand side, this is how I view myself. I'm a little bit shy. I think I've mentioned in class that I'm a little bit of an introvert. I'm pretty open to trying new things. I jump in generally feet first. Not necessarily with like skydiving or anything like that, but if it has to do with learning a new digital tool or trying something out in the classroom, I'm pretty much open to that. I try to be a kind person every single day. Some days are better than others, but I try every day to be a good person. I feel that I'm pretty generous, and I don't mean financially generous, although I try to be that, but just with my time and with any kind of help and support I can provide other people, I'm certainly happy to do that. I am invested in what I do. I'm invested in my job. I'll do anything to support the school and my students. You'll see the Rubik's Cube there. I'm a problem solver. I am solution oriented. And then, in the bottom image is just, I like to get it done. Like, let's just get it done. Now, how others view me in some cases is similar, okay? But there were a lot of, how others view me can be a little bit different too, and that's okay. You'll notice at the top, people see me as very outgoing and kind of putting myself out there. As I've described myself, I'm shy and bashful, so those two things really contradict each other. People see me as weak and emotional because I invest so much in the school, in my students, and others that sometimes I get very emotional about it, and people sometimes view that as weak. I see it as passion. I see it as strength, but other people may view it as weakness. People see me as trusting and dedicated. I would agree with that. They too see me as getting the job done, and I believe that they feel that they can count on me. So that's just a little bit of a description of my head, and that's very similar to what I would like you to do in your video. This next one, this is your template. This is your head. You're going to see that it's divided in two. You can add hair, you can add a hat, you can do whatever it is, have it represent you, and then you place the images or words on either side. So you can use mine as a template to help you, and that should help you at least get started and gather some ideas. The final slide in this project sheet are the codes for the Flipgrid. Again, you'll see them there by class, so you just can click. Those are live links, so you can click on the link, and that'll take you to the assignment in Flipgrid. It's a 3-minute video, so no more than that. It can be less, but I do want you to create a video that is complete, that is comprehensive, and that really reflects who you are as an individual. I want the video to be professional in nature. I want you to sit up. I want you to speak clearly and include all the relevant information. And again, my pro tip for this is to write it out first so you know what you're going to say. If you need any help with any of it, I'm available during academic overtime, and I'd be happy to walk you through it. Please don't hesitate to reach out. My only goal is to help you be successful. So, thanks so much, and reach out if you have any questions.